Hey, hello everyone. This is Shriram from ShriLearning, and we are talking about success stories of a PMP, and also we talk about PMI-ACP. I have a person who cleared a PMI-ACP recently, and getting ACP is interesting. Before that, a quick highlight: ACP is Agile Certified Practitioner. You get a broad knowledge about agility. It's not only Scrum. You talk about Kanban. You talk about lean management. You talk about extreme programming as a whole, as Agile, you get it. So first, good wishes to Vrishali for clearing this examination. Congratulations for your success.
Thank you, and thanks for your extended help also.
Great to know, great to know. One quick question to you, Shali. You feel that Agile is trending or needed in your market where you work?
Definitely, because when I cleared PMP,
Uh-huh.
I learned about some part of Agile. But as we are going into the industries and we are seeing the nature of work coming to us,
Mm.
lot of changes coming to us in a way. And in a waterfall, what we saw is we have a typical process which we follow. A very less change we expect and even we welcome.
Mm.
But nowadays, customer even for some new things they are not fully prepared, so
Mm.
they'll just put you the vague idea of what they want,
Okay.
their wants and needs, and then there will be changes coming in.
Okay.
So for that I think actually Agile is the best way,
Mm.
because their like customer will be happy and even the even us.
Nice.
So it
Nice.
will not be a burden for anyone, so
Nice. Nice.
that's why I think this is the good thing, and even I am experiencing in my industry also.
Okay. I can see you after clearing PMI ACP or even before that, you have turned as a Agile brand ambassador. Huh? You say that, hey guys, do anything Agile. Huh?
It's not like that, but whatever I have experienced, and that's the need I actually
True.
uh, got me here, and then I uh,
Understand. Understand.
thought of this certification.
Good to know. Good to know. I can see that industry need. But were there you had that? Why that certification was important for you personally?
Okay. So earlier I was typically in the project management.
Mm.
So from last year, 5 years, I'm in program management
Mm.
or project management. The nature of projects were changing for us. Basically, I'm a mechanical engineer. So when it comes to agile, what I heard earlier that it's not for mechanical and these people. It's only for the software.
Mm.
Then when I came to most of the project where we can apply agile, but my knowledge is very limited.
Mm.
Even though I completed my PMP, still the agile part, it was 50-50%, but I was not having whole idea about agile. So then I thought, okay, let's go for it. So I completed CSM also, but
Mm.
again, there was only Scrum part. So I
Ah.
was not getting the whole umbrella of agile actually.
Mm.
So we were thinking of in bits and pieces. We were thinking we were utilizing some of the things. But when I joined as a product owner and Scrum Master,
Mm.
so that I think was the actual need for me to go for this particular
Mm.
certification.
Got you, got you. And that's a good point, right? The moment you want to see more broad view, I think a course like ACP helps you because I believe in ACP they go detail of explaining or they trigger you in exam also how you can be agile in the sense of not a doing agile, being agile, right? Doing agile is all about ceremonies, right? Meetings, whereas you go for a being agile is the thought process. Nice to know.
Right.
Good to know. Good to know. So you serve as a person in a industry where you take care of a Scrum Master roles. You also work into the product ownership part. Yeah, you do both on that some situation. Okay, nice, nice, nice to know. So what kind of resources were you were utilizing to cope up yourself towards examination?
Okay, first I went through all the recordings which were available for our classes, because the classes I took and the exam I gave was the big gap, because I was just there was a student syndrome. I'm not ready and I should go
Okay.
for again, I should wait for some time and all.
Mm.
So when I decided go for exam, I first booked the date so
Mm.
that there is a finish line. And I can back calculate the thing. Then first thing I did is I got this study plan from
Mm,
ShriLearning.
mm,
I booked for the date and I gave that date to in the simulator, and I think that study plan directly came to us.
mm,
So I just went through it. Most of the things was possible to me, so I came with that. So Mike Griffith was the book
mm.
I referred, and then Agile Manifesto and all those things I read daily. How
Ah,
can I apply it? Because I know in study plan you already mentioned that you should write it if time permits. I have written, but not always, frankly speaking.
Yeah.
But even though if you'll read it, it will give you the actual mindset improvement for Agile. So these are like recording first thing, then Mike Griffith,
Mm.
and then there were some books available on Kindle
Ah, okay.
specifically,
Okay.
which actually give the question and answer, and not only answer but with the like explanation of the answer.
Very good.
So that those I used around like after giving our exams from ShriLearning,
Mm,
2 3 exams, chapter wise questions. I went through each and every explanation, and I went to those Kindle books which are
mm.
having around 500 questions, 480 questions to be very specific. So
Wow.
4 question papers, and it was very recent. I think it was published in 2022 or 2023.
Mm-hmm.
So a new, all new questions,
Set of
type of questions
question.
were there.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I got to know about the how what kind of questions they'll ask,
Mm,
because when you go to PMI, I think
mm,
the question pattern is very different. What I experienced even in PMP and PMI-ACP,
mm,
they'll not ask you straight question.
mm.
Well,
Scenario.
yeah, it
Mm,
will be rolling and rolling question, and then it will come to you. So you just have to understand the basic ask from that question. So once you get that, I think that will be easy for us. So solving most of the questions will help you. That's my personal
mm.
learning, and I'll
Good tip.
also tell. So more questions you solve, more confidence you'll get.
That's true. That's true. That's true, right? Also, you talk about the understanding agile. Mike Griffith, I believe it's a very good resource where the person has put a good chapters, good explanation, yeah, in detail. Specifically, I asked this chapter 1 and 2, where we talk about 12 principles, which is explained with some examples. I feel that's pretty much useful. Okay. Fantastic. That's a good thing to know about the resources. Of course, there are a lot of YouTube channels available. Different authors are there in the market. You can listen more. Yeah, nothing stops you. And now, practicing all this, I too heard that when you go to main exam, always there is a trick part from PMI. We would have practiced in a mode. PMI will trick you with some questions here and there.
Yeah.
When you went to main exam, how was it? Primarily two things. One is the question intensity level. Second one is a time management. How was it in the main exam?
Okay, so for time management, I never got issue for that, because most of the questions I was seeing the time and then I was solving. So
Mm.
my first motto when I went to exam, actually I booked a center. So I went to the center uh, 10 minutes at least to get the atmosphere adjustment and all those things,
Mhm.
because it's very necessary when you go for this kind of exam.
Ah,
Then
which city?
10 minutes,
I'm sorry, which
it's
city
Pune.
it is? Pune. And
Pune.
when you say accommodate to the environment, is it because is it too cold or too warm or it's a new place kind of a feel?
Yeah, I think it's a new place also,
Ah,
and it sometimes it's too cold for the examination. So
I-
when I went to PMP, it was too cold, but there were multiple people, and we could not say anything to about the temperature and
mm,
all. So
yeah.
when you go for the exam, you should be very comfortable. Then only it will be
We-
easy for you.
Wear some
I think
jacket or a full sleeve.
jackets it allowed in the
Uh-huh.
examination hall.
Oh, oh,
So
okay.
sometimes they ask you to remove that
Mm, that's bad,
because yes.
right?
So but yeah, so once you go into that particular thing,
Mm,
you'll get adjusted to the atmosphere. Then first thing is your system, how it is working and all those things.
mm,
PMI always gives you 10 minutes of instruction to read before every exam. So
mm,
you could read it very properly, calmly. You could see those. Uh, then when was the actual exam started, I decided that I'll not spend 1 minute, more than 1 minute to each question at first, so that there are questions which I'll complete within a time. It's 3 hours examination, so I'll not go for more than 1 minute. I mark some exams, some questions for review, because there was I just got into this detail. Most of the questions were too lengthy, so when you read it, by the time you reach to the answers and options, you will forget the first line. So that kind of big questions were there.
Okay.
So I just decided to mark those for review.
Okay.
Whatever questions, whatever answers I am filling, I'll just mark it, because if time not permit, at least those will be marked there. That was my intention. Um, I think I completed my whole examination in 2 hours 15 minutes, and
Wow.
then 45 minutes were there for reviewing the question.
Okay.
So I think around 25% of questions I marked for review, because it was not like I have not answered, but I was not very sure about that. So basically, what I did is, uh, a law of elimination I used. What is not relevant, those I have eliminated first, and then I went for whatever are the possible options. And out of those, which will be the correct one and absolute one, because always what I saw is there are two different options will be always closer to each other,
Yeah.
and
Two
you
are
will be
closer, two are totally far away.
exactly, and you will be aware there is no 50-50. So
Yeah.
so you cannot do anything. So but the only thing is, um, I went with the agile mindset, but not with the how I'll work when I'll be working on project,
I like
because
that. I like that.
uh,
Agile mindset you went with, huh? That's interesting.
yeah, so like even if it is in practical situation, it may not be possible. But as we are going for a PMI exam, so we should be thinking as a theoretical one, not the practical one. So even if you think it's practically not possible, but it's required, so you go for it. That's it.
Okay. I like that thought which PMI is expecting from you, right? They expect you to think from their mindset, PMI mindset, that how can you be an agile person? I think I like that point. Very good. Nice to know. So your exam is 3 hours and you will have 120
20 questions.
questions, right? And you have any official break in this exam?
Yes, like there is no such break like PMP after
Mhm.
one thing, but you can ask proctor that I want to get a break. So
Mm,
I took it once after 1.5 hour
mm.
to just relax me. Had some sip of water. At least that's necessary within
Yeah.
3 hours
Yeah.
of time period.
Yeah.
Even that may energize you for the next 1.5 hour. And
Exactly.
then after that they just stopped that, and I started the time. The only thing is what I uh, uh, experienced here is there was no stopwatch, so those 5 minutes or 2-3 minutes whatever were there, those went from my particular time slot. So if
Yes.
you're confident enough, then only take it, otherwise no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know this. At least in PMP, we have this a timer, which is
Yes.
optional. But here we don't have that, which means it's going to be on your pocket. You have to spend the money. You have to
Yeah.
spend the time. But I would say it's worth. What it is a really good idea. Sitting for 3 hours in the same place, not good. At least take a walk, get a fresh mind. Sometimes you re-strategize yourself. How I'm answering the questions. For that, I think that 10 minutes or 8 minutes is important.
Yes, definitely.
Very good, very good. So did you start realizing that you're going to clear this exam? In middle of the exam, you start getting a feel of it already?
Actually no.
Okay.
Because every time, like I was referring to Delhi question banks
Mm,
from ShriLearning. So
mm,
I joined that WhatsApp group.
mhm.
I was not posting any answer, but I was like
Keep
not
watching.
daily, but once in a while, in a
Mm,
weekends, I used to do the check how much I know.
mm,
And those questions, Then whatever I solved, no questions was coming into exam. So that's surprise to me. But then
Okay.
I was confident enough because when I went to Delhi questions from ShriLearning,
Mm,
those were similar to those. So
mm,
those were building the thinking process, thought process, which will be agile one.
mm,
So when you go to that, questionnaires will be different because I heard that PMI never repeat the question
mm.
for any question,
They keep
any
changing.
paper. Yes,
They keep shuffling. Even you took an exam in another 2, 3 hours, or on the same day, another day you take the same exam. Still, you won't find the same question because they have thousands of
yes.
questions. They keep shuffling. So hard to find. Hmm. Okay.
Yes, and but I was like sure about okay, to some extent at least I'll cleared it. But when I saw the result, that was above target, and I was like, wow, I did it.
Yes, yes. Hey, now you have two PMI Institute best certificates, PMP and ACP. I think it's the right time to check on growth and uprising in your company.
I recently switched.
God, man, you already did it, huh? Very good, very good. So since having PMP and ACP is a good advantage now, you can talk strategically how can plan on the long sketch. You can also talk how a team should be agile. Both are with you.
Yeah,
That's nice. Great
right.
to know. Great to know. Did you celebrate with your family for the success?
Yes.
Yeah, you made some sweets at your home, huh? Your family's
Yes, while coming to home itself, I
got
brought
it,
some.
huh? Huh? Okay. So your family also felt that okay, she will not sit with the computer going forward. Uh-huh.
They were relieved. And they're asking any plan for next certification. Please
Oh.
take a break.
Okay, that's an inspiration also for the family, right? To look at you,
Yes,
that you prepare and read.
definitely.
Very good, very good. Nice, Vrishali. So, Vrishali, if you want to give a tips or suggestion for the people who think, I want to go to exam, but I don't know when I'll go to exam. So they keep postponing. If you want to say something to them, what will be your points?
The first point I would say that's the normal thinking. It's nothing is abnormal. For these kind of exam and specifically when you go for a PMI exams, I
Hmm,
think every time you think I'm not ready. But the first thing you should do if you really want to do that certification, book a exam date
hmm,
and then back calculate the things
hmm,
that will push you to do the things. Most of the time you are ready,
hmm,
but you think that the more study is required,
hmm,
and that's always possible. But when you book the exam date, that make you study harder.
hmm.
That's what I
Okay,
think,
I like that.
and that's the normal human tendency.
I like that idea of first book it, set the fire on your back and keep running. The, the moment you pay that 30, 40K and you feel, okay, I should do
Actually, yes.
that.
That was even that's actually we should keep take that as a motivation. As you are spending 45K,
Yeah.
then you must go for it.
Yeah. That too, if family comes to know you spent this much of money, they also join in the party of pushing you.
Yes.
You paid 45K, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, that's important. Even family support is required
Required.
every time
You're right.
because it's not always you can study
Mm,
um,
mm,
for a longer time.
mm.
So there should be someone who always motivates you.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
family is also one of the things.
Yeah.
Those will, and also a self motivation is required for going the exam because
Very good.
you at least need 120 hours of study for
Mm,
this exam. You
very good.
should properly plan it. I think those study plan which ShriLearning is provide, at least you'll not 100%. I know 100% cannot be possible,
Mm,
but to up to certain extent you should follow that, and then it will be easy for you
mm.
because you'll get to know about the questionnaire, whatever even Mike Griffith has at every chapter
Yes.
ends.
Yes.
We have our own question banks,
Nice.
so those will really help.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So once again, thanks a lot, Vrishali, for coming up here. And I feel the viewers watching this video get motivated on study plan, setting up a clear date, read and practice questions constantly. And then I like the idea what you said, being agile person. more than following the ceremonies. Yes, it's important, but you went to the mindset of being agile when in the exam hall. That was useful. And in exam, the strategy here is follow the question pattern. At the same time, take a break in between, have some refreshment, and so you get a better. But I also like the way you complete the exam in 2 hours 15 minutes, which means you had a 45 minutes back. I believe you went in a good speed. Um, the way you answer the questions, right? I think that's a good way you have prepared so far. Amazing. Super good. And first, thanks a lot for coming up here to give these ideas. And all the viewers, you can wish Vrishali with your comments and likes to say that she did PMP and PMI-ACP both. Now she stands with the two big awards. Huh?
And thanks to you, Kumar, because it's always you were always there on WhatsApp. I know the time difference, India, Netherlands, whatever it is there, but you were always
Happy to help.
like in a supporting mode. So thanks for that.
Fantastic, fantastic. And let's keep rocking. And the last point I want to convey here is let's apply what we learn.
Yeah.
So that's pretty important. That's the most success of the certificate. Okay. All right, then. Good wishes and have a nice Sunday. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Kumar.